Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to discuss my thoughts of my status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. Among the shows of this year, my thoughts of my status as an assassin is another isekai themed series with the show's main protagonist named Akira Oda being summoned into a fantasy world and looking for a way to get back home to his world. However, this show was really okay with interesting good episodes, including an episode that I really like, which was a sisterly family feud with our fellow main character. This show's animation is interesting with an art style that looks more remnants of shows from the 1980s and 90s. In my opinion, the animation as well as the art style looks so amazing and impressive, and the animation was a lot more intense in fight scenes which looked so awesome. The show's story was, as I already stated a moment ago, was okay with good episodes, so I'm going to talk through the story of the show's first season. The story is centered on a main protagonist named Akira Oda was summoned along with his classmates to a fantasy world called Morrigan. Akira and his classmates arrive into one of the continents of Morrigan called the Kingdom of Ritos to receive their roles as part of the hero party. However, Akira felt suspicious of the kingdom's king and princess, so he used his concealment skill to avoid being assessed and learned the king is untrustworthy. During training, the Kingdom Knight commander named Saras saw through Akira's concealment and offered to train Akira secretly. Akira's journey began after he was falsely blamed for killing Commander Saras. The king demands his execution, but Akira escapes and managed to make contact with Gilles, who was certain that Saras was murdered by the King Knights of Raven's assassins. So Akira flees the kingdom and wishes that he wants to have revenge for Saras' death, and he goes to a labyrinth to hunt monsters to increase his assassination level. On floor 75, Akira rescues a beautiful elf princess named Amelia Rosecourts from a dark slime and helps her recovery. And together, along with a former messenger to the Demon King who is in the form of a cat named Knight, they go off on their journey facing demon encounters plus monsters as well as assassins. Now, getting into my thoughts of the characters of this show, I have to say that this show's characters are so incredible with their emotions and drama, not to mention incredible, and I mean incredible, characterization. Not to mention also our main protagonist, Akira Oda, who actually has a really great characterization to his character, because he's got a very vengeful rage within him, because he wants to revenge a commander from a kingdom that he actually been summoned to the world of Morrigan, and this commander is named Saras. He and Akira were very close friends, and become very good close friends indeed. Not to mention mentor Akira actually on his training to become assassin. But even though that Akira is actually very close to Saras, unfortunately it has become a burden to Akira because he wants to accomplish his revenge, because his rage and hatred towards the person who actually killed Saras is very strong inside, that his blinded rage gets over him, and he's made his decision right up until the last few episodes of this first season of the show. And when he made his decision, it was very hard to turn back, actually. It was very hard and difficult for him, especially when he listened to that message from Saras, that Saras actually reassured him, but also telling him not to actually go out to revenge for him, actually, just because someone is going to kill him, actually. So yeah, unfortunately it did leave Akira a very difficult, hard decision, but he has made his choice, actually. But that's what I like about Akira as a character. He has so much sullenness inside, but at the same time, you got that sort of character who's very much a more of a chill guy who likes reading books, but deep down he's a very caring guy, actually, because he cares about his mother and sister back in his world, and of course he cares for his fellow companions like Emilia and of course Knight. So yeah, so Akira Oda is actually an amazing, excellent protagonist with a very deep nature to his character. As for my thoughts of Akai's female companion, named Amelia Rosecourts, well, I have to say that she is a very lovely, gentle, kind-hearted elf woman. And what I like about her throughout the show is that she's very supportive and stands up for Akira. And finally, I really do like the romantic relationship between Akira and Amelia throughout the show, as it is very pure-hearted and sweet as well. And also, I really like how it was, as I described it, as a step-by-step relationship, because Amelia's heart was open along with her feelings when Akira said how pretty her eyes and hair colour was, as well as actually saying that he was very much grateful when she was actually supporting and stand up for him. So yeah, I have to say that both Akira and Amelia's romantic relationship is very pure, and I have to say the most perfect pair of couples I've ever seen from any anime show. And finally we come up to my thoughts of the episodes of the show. Well, as I already stated earlier ago, actually, is that this show is actually really is okay, but it has got some really good episodes. And there is one episode that does strike out to me, is the most drama episode between two sisters who are in a family feud. I won't go much in depth in this video, as I want to make a video talking about the rest of the details of this episode's plot. But I have to say that this episode has got really great drama between a family feud sister relationship between Kalika and Amelia. Now these two characters, well, they were very much close, but apparently there was a family feud actually, because Amelia's getting much more of the attention over Kalika. And I like the drama in that episode. It's such a very good drama that I really like, actually. It's very powerful, I must admit. But I want to go much in depth, actually, on the detail of the plot of the episode. So watch out for that video in the near future. So to my final thoughts of my status as an assassin, obviously exceeds the heroes. I have to say that this show is really an excellent and enjoyable, interesting show. Even as another isekai themed show where your main character is actually being forced into another world and then have to find a way to get back home to his world, I have to say that it is a very interesting take of that main character going across this fantasy world and having two companions join with him on his journey, so that way he can find a way to get back home to his world. And I really do like to see where this show is going to continue onwards, actually, because it is a good anime, and I have to give it a 9.10 out of 10 in my books, actually. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments below what you think of this show. And anyway, this is the end of my discussion of my thoughts of this amazing isekai themed show. I hope you enjoyed my discussion of my thoughts, and I apologise that I didn't make any videos much, actually, as I like to have a separate few months, actually, in between videos, because it does take a lot of while to make them, actually. But stay tuned on my channel for the next one. Anyway, I will see you guys next time, and have a happy new year!